Hi everybody, so this is the 8th wearing of breaking this corset in, and I have been wearing it 2.5 hours today, so I am up to about 19.5 hours of a minimum of 30 hours of breaking this corset in. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable in this corset today. The mend is still holding up pretty well. Actually, I had another coughing fit. I swallowed my morning smoothie wrong, so I actually quickly undid the laces in the back and loosened the corset, holding my breath the entire time so I wouldn't cough, because I was scared that if I were to cough again then the same seam would split or a different one, and I didn't want to risk that. So I was still being a little bit more delicate on this corset today than I have been in the past, but today I was able to move around a little bit more. So I expect that in a couple of days I will be fully comfortable in this corset again. Somebody had asked me that after the seasoning period, can I basically close it shut, and would I be able to wear it longer hours right away? Like, would I be able to, stop wearing it at 2 hours and start wearing it, say, 10 hours a day? And even though I am an experienced corseter and I am able to wear my corset up to about 14-16 hours a day, I don't like to do that with freshly seasoned corsets. I will typically move my way up and work my way up. So after I finish fully seasoning this corset, then I will start increasing the hours. Say 4 hours one day, and then 6 hours another day, and 8 hours the next day, and gradually move my way up. And why I do that, one, so that I don't put a whole lot of stress on the corset by wearing it 10 hours a day right from the get-go after it's seasoned, and secondly, because I want to test how my body reacts to this corset. Because it is a new corset, because it is a slightly different silhouette from every other corset that I have. I mean, even two different corsets made from the same pattern might feel different depending on the type of fabric being used or the number of bones on there. So I want to make sure that I'm not going to develop any hot spots or sores on my body from wearing the corset longer than what feels right for me. And it's kind of like the shoe analogy that I had used yesterday. When I am freshly breaking in a new pair of high heels or something, it might feel comfortable when I'm wearing it for an hour at a time, but when I go and wear those same shoes to an all-day event, it starts to hurt a little bit more over the course of the day, because I'm not used to wearing it for that long a time. So just because my corset feels comfortable wearing it for 2 hours doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to feel comfortable for an all-day event unless I work my way up to that point. And the same way that I'll keep a pair of little flexible flats in my purse when I go out dancing that I can change into if I ever need a backup, if my heels become too uncomfortable, I will do that with my corsets as well. For special events, I will sometimes bring more than one corset with me in case I feel that I need to change it for whatever reason. Whether it's, I didn't anticipate that I would be dancing, that I would need more mobility, if I feel overheated, anything like that. And mostly I just listen to my body. If I'm wearing a corset for 6 hours and I start to feel a little hot spot forming and I don't want it to develop into a bruise or an abrasion on my skin, then I will loosen it or take it off. So honestly, there's no set rules here. These are guidelines to help you break in your corset safely, and safe for your body and safe for the corset, and help you to minimize any damage, hopefully, to the corset or yourself. So it's not a set rule book here. So first and foremost, just listen to your body. Okay, so here is the corset after the 8th break-in session. And it's a lot of the same things as previous days, so I'm not going to repeat myself. But one thing that I am starting to notice is more wear to the fashion fabric. And it's more noticeable in, say, a dupioni silk compared to something like twill that is more hard wearing. It doesn't have a luster. Because this is violet shot green, it means that you first see the green, but then at certain angles it shines. It has a certain iridescence of violet. But once the silk actually starts to wear away in certain places, then the violet will show through at all angles and it will sort of lose its luster. So I'm starting to see that right at the back seam right there, and the same on the other side there. So it's, you know, it's going to happen. If you wear a corset, it's going to look worn. So I'm not worried about that. And to the untrained eye, they would probably not notice that at all. It's just the little things that I'm actually looking for, so I can tell you what is to be expected, what's not to be expected. Once again, I do a lot of sitting for work, so it's not surprising that I would get a little bit of wear where my lumbar area meets the backrest. And another thing that I'm noticing about the wear of the fashion fabric is that the little slubby areas of the dupioni is starting to form little pills, you know, those little balls of fluff. But I'm not going to say shave it off. I'm not going to pull it either, because I'm scared if I pull it, then it's going to railroad. It's going to like form a little thin line where you can see that the thread was pulled. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it be. It's not a big deal to me because it really blends in with all the other little slubby marks anyways. And yeah, the inside looks basically the same. So it's very much the same things as previous days. I'm just starting to notice a little bit more wear of the fashion fabric. So that is all for the 8th session of this break-in mini series. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment down below and I'd be happy to answer them in future videos. And I will see you guys for the next break-in video. Bye.